So, what if pretty much everything we've been told about success is only part of the story? Today, we're going to dive deep into Malcolm Gladwell's amazing book, Outliers, to uncover the hidden story of what it really takes to make it big. We all know this story, right? This quote about Benjamin Franklin just nails it. It's that classic, powerful myth of the self-made person. The hero who gets to the top with nothing but raw talent and a ton of hard work. It's a story we absolutely love, and it's been drilled into us our whole lives. But is that really the whole story? What if your own personal grit isn't the only thing that counts? According to Gladwell, it's not even close. Let's start peeling back the layers. All right, first up, let's talk about something you have literally zero control over: your birthday. Gladwell kicks off his whole argument with this incredible puzzle from the world of sports, and it suggests that when you're born could be just as critical as how hard you practice. Well, you'd probably say it's all about natural talent, an insane passion for the game, and just spending every waking moment on the ice. And yeah, of course, that's a huge part of it. But Gladwell found this really bizarre pattern when he started looking at the rosters of the most elite hockey players in the world. Just take a look at this roster for a top-tier Czech junior hockey team. Now look closely at the birth dates. We've got January, another January, February. Do you see the pattern? A crazy number of these star players were all born in the first couple of months of the year. And believe me, that is not a coincidence. Okay, so what's going on here is something called the relative age effect. For most of these youth hockey leagues, the cutoff date for eligibility is January 1st. So think about it. A kid born on January 2nd is going to be playing against kids who might be born in late December. He's almost a full year older. At that age, that's a massive difference in size and coordination. So he gets noticed, picked for the all-star teams, gets the best coaches, and way more practice time. And this tiny random advantage just snowballs year after year. And this isn't just about sports, not by a long shot. The exact same thing plays out in school. Studies have shown that the oldest kids in any given grade can score up to 12 percentile points higher on standardized tests than the youngest kids. I mean, just think about that for a second. That can easily be the difference between getting into the gifted program or being left behind. So, being born at the right time is one secret advantage, but that advantage really only pays off if it leads to the next key ingredient, the chance to practice. A lot. And as it turns out, there's a magic number when it comes to practice: 10,000 hours. Let that number sink in. According to a whole bunch of research, that is the magic number. It's the amount of deliberate practice you need to become a true world-class expert at pretty much anything complex. This is the famous 10,000-hour rule. And it doesn't matter if you want to be a chess grandmaster, a concert violinist, or a genius computer programmer. The evidence all points to the same thing. Greatness isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through a staggering amount of work. But, and this is the key question, really, who on earth gets the chance to put in 10,000 hours of work? This isn't just about having the desire to do it. It's about having a rare, sometimes unbelievably lucky opportunity basically fall right into your lap. Let's talk about the Beatles. Before they were, the Beatles, they got this really weird opportunity. They went to Hamburg, Germany to play in these gritty, divey clubs. And as John Lennon said, that experience completely transformed them. Just look at these numbers. It's insane. They were playing for 5, sometimes 8 hours a night, 7 nights a week. By the time they hit the world stage, they had already performed live an estimated 1,200 times. Most bands today don't play that much in their entire careers. They had their 10,000 hours in the bank before anyone even knew their names. And you see this exact same pattern with the pioneers of the computer age. When Bill Gates was a kid, he got unlimited access to a cutting-edge computer terminal in 1968. That was like winning the lottery 100 times over back then. He and a ton of other tech giants were all born in the mid-1950s. That meant they were the absolute perfect age to catch the wave of the personal computer revolution right as it was taking off. It was a golden, once-in-a-generation opportunity. Okay, so we've got timing, we've got opportunity, but what about just pure, raw talent? I mean, surely being a genius is enough to guarantee success, right? Well, this is where Gladwell unpacks the third and maybe most surprising hidden rule of success. To prove his point, Gladwell introduces us to two men with off-the-charts intellects. On one side, you've got Christopher Langan, who has one of the highest IQs ever recorded. On the other, Robert Oppenheimer, the legendary physicist. One of them achieved incredible, world-changing success, and the other, despite being just as brilliant, didn't. So the question is, why? What made the difference? The answer seems to come down to something Gladwell calls practical intelligence. Now, this isn't about solving math problems or knowing historical dates. This is about knowing how to work the system. It's knowing how to talk to people, how to persuade them, how to get what you want out of the world. It's social savvy. Langan grew up in absolutely brutal poverty. This quote says it all. His entire world was about survival. He never learned how to negotiate with a college dean to get a class schedule changed or how to charm a professor into giving him a second chance. He just didn't have the tools to navigate those kinds of institutions. Oppenheimer, on the other hand, grew up in a wealthy, sophisticated family. His parents practiced what sociologists call concerted cultivation. He was taught to ask questions, to challenge authority figures respectfully, to expect that his opinions mattered. He learned a sense of entitlement, and I mean that in the best possible way, that allowed him to make his genius work for him in the real world. So what does this all add up to? When you start to put all these pieces together, the lucky birth dates, the extraordinary opportunities, the cultural legacies we inherit, you get a totally new and much more complex picture of what success really is. Gladwell has this perfect metaphor for it. He says we are obsessed with the tallest, most magnificent trees in the forest, but we completely ignore the forest itself. We don't think about the quality of the soil, the amount of sunlight, the other trees that shielded it from the wind when it was just a sapling. So the big takeaway here is this. Outliers, the truly successful people, are almost never self-made. They are the products of history and community, of opportunity and sheer luck. Success isn't just something you earn. It's a gift that grows out of a whole web of advantages and legacies that are usually invisible to us. And that leaves us with this final, really provocative thought. If success is really about creating the right environment, the right forest, what does that mean for the rest of us? It challenges us to stop looking for that one special superstar and start thinking about how we can cultivate more forests, how we can build a world where a whole lot more people get the chance to reach their potential. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive.